Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, I believe that we all know Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE. That is the former IEBC commissioner who ran into exile sometimes back there when he had some issues with Chebukati. So Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE has shared a tweet in her X handle. And this tweet is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. So I want to read to you this tweet because personally, I think this tweet was directed at someone. And I want us to go through the tweet, and then I'll give you an opportunity to please just tell us whom you suspect this tweet could have been targeted to. Because I have two groups. I have two groups which I suspect the tweet could have been targeting to. But first, let me read this tweet to you, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE said. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. I don't know whether you have gotten the words carefully. I don't mind reading to you again. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. That is a quote that was initially shared by Martin Luther King Jr. I think he's the originator of that quote, but Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE decided to share it in reference to a particular political ongoing activity. So, who do you think this tweet was targeting? The government or the judiciary? To some extent, I am inclined to believe that former IEBC Commissioner Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE was targeting the government with this tweet. But I could be wrong. I mean, I could also be wrong. Because after this analysis, some viewers will have a different opinion to mine. But either way, let's start by you sharing your opinion below on the comment section. Just tell us whom you suspect this tweet was targeting. Before we start, kindly take 1 second, go below and locate the button written subscribe. Hit it once. If you had not subscribed, thank you for that subscription. Najua kwa sahi kila mtu anajua kwa serikali ya William Ruto iko matatani. More so because of the projects which the courts have termed unconstitutional. Jambo ambalo lilazimisha Ruto kuingilia vikali mahakama ya juu kwa kusema kuwa inalala kazini. That is one thing that William Ruto kept emphasizing on, that the government, that the courts are not doing due diligence in their service delivery. But since the government realized that it can't fly, it chose to walk by making sure that it seeks extension from the courts. When the courts gave several breaks to the government policies, the government ended up looking for extension to some of the policies which the courts termed unconstitutional. So thereby the government was attempting to walk despite the fact that it cannot fly. The idea was to be able to continue with government agendas. So according to AKOMBE's tweet, which she has borrowed from Martin Luther King Jr. collection of famous quotes, one is supposed to use any means possible to get things to work. So William Ruto has publicly declared that he will disown any court order that will derail his agenda. This is not something that I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, just per se, but it is something that he declared publicly. So William Ruto has successfully interpreted the quote shared by Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE. So on the other hand, Martha Koome has declared a constitutional crisis, but still managed to advise her judges not to feel threatened by Ruto and Gachagua's public outbursts. You remember on Sunday, kama ulikuwa unafuatizia ile sherehe ama ile event Elgeyo Marakwet, Gachagua alitamka matamshi mengine ambayo yameleta tumbo joto sana katika mahakama na ile mambo ya Law Society of Kenya, na akasema kwamba alitoa comments zingine ambazo hazikufurahisha sana a section of advocates ambao wamesema kwamba they sense kwamba mahakama inavamiwa sana na serikali. So from the two scenarios, ladies and gentlemen, whom do you think this Martin Luther King Jr. quote that Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE shared was targeting? Whom do you think that the quote, the tweet was targeting? Personally, I choose to take sides and believe the target must have been the government. The government is the one that is focused on moving forward in spite of anything, any hurdle, any demonstration, any court orders. It has promised that itaendelea kufanya kazi yake. So this is now where it gets interesting, because the international community has advised the government to listen to the courts. The government is saying we will not listen to the courts and we will still continue executing our mandate, because the courts were not elected by anybody. You know, nobody elected them in the ballot boxes. So as a result, the courts cannot determine what the government should do. That is according to what the Kenya Kwanza regime are saying. So personally, I'm saying that I believe the target could have been the government. But just feel free to tell us below the comment section whom you think Dr. ROSELYNE AKOMBE was targeting with that quote. So perhaps if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, just take 1 second and subscribe to our channel. Give this video a like, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. It's so important. And to those who supported us before, I want to state here that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without that support, this channel cannot grow. So until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.